children. I absolutely think children are the most miraculous, beautiful creatures in the world. This morning with my children, man, do they give me a run for my money. Nobody anticipates this as a mom, that children can give you a run for your money. Yes, when we were younger, our parents used to say, just wait till you have kids one day. But I don't think they gave us the full extent of what that actually meant. And I don't think they fully realize, too, what children can teach adults and teach us as being parents and teach us as being leaders in our life. And what does that look like? And for me, I'm so grateful for my children, because as much as I am being pulled through the ringer with them, I'm learning so much. And as a mother, as a leader, as an entrepreneur building her own brand and helping other brands build theirs, it is so meaningful, so powerful. And if there's one thing I hope you get out of today, it's look for the little things in your life that might be actually giving you a lesson you never knew you needed. Welcome back to She Rises Through It. I'm Sydney Jocelyn, and this is She Rises Through It. This isn't just a podcast, it's a reclamation, a space for women who are done shrinking, done rushing their healing, and ready to rise through the unfiltered middle of womanhood, motherhood, identity, and becoming. This is where I reclaim my voice in real time, and where we remember that growth doesn't happen by doing more, but by doing it differently together. Before we begin, I want to share that I'm not a medical or mental health professional. Everything shared here is based on my lived experience. Please seek qualified support if you need it. And if you're here, you're not behind, you're becoming. You're in the right place at the right time. Let's begin. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, I woke up this morning for the first time in a long time, so excited to be able to record my podcast today. Every other time I have sat down thinking, oh, what am I going to write about today? What am I going to talk about today? Where's my voice coming from today? And it felt like pressure. It felt like so much pressure, because I was pushing from a place of trying to show up all the time for everyone else versus really speaking my word and coming home to me. And as much as I have talked about that on these episodes, you also realize too that sometimes you're not living the way you're speaking and how you're encouraging others. And I've had some amazing friends in my life who have taught me that, who have said, Sydney, you give great advice, but you need to start taking it yourself. And that's hard. That's super hard. And it's something like, as a mom, as a friend, as a wife, like, how do you do that? How do you get out of your own head? And how do you just, hey, take the dang advice? Because there's so much advice that I've given. And I realize too, when I'm saying it too, I'm like, it's easier said than done. So many times is it easier said than done. And in motherhood, it's taught me so much. It's taught me how to slow down in ways. It's taught me how to advocate better. It's taught me how to be a leader in areas that I never thought I needed to be a leader in. And I'm so blessed with my children, and I'm learning every day. I think that's the biggest thing. I'm learning every day, and you're supposed to. You're supposed to learn every day something new and be so grateful for where you're at, because life isn't meant to be rushed. Your path, your journey, your business isn't meant to be rushed. It is supposed to take time. And I've been in this grinding mode, you can say, the last 9 months of, I need to prove myself. I need to show everybody that I can build this business. And for all the people that have like diminished and doubted me, I've allowed to take up energy in my mind and my thoughts and my words in the way I thought about myself, that it just hasn't been serving me. And I've been able to sit back and reflect a lot lately. Actually, I think I reflect every day. If you don't reflect, you probably should. It is just the most empowering and impactful thing that you can do in a day. Even if you don't want to, you probably should, because there's some little lesson that is just sitting there waiting for you to pick up on, and it's in plain sight. I want to take a minute to share something that's genuinely part of my everyday life. I don't talk about products often, and when I do, it's because they actually support me, especially my nervous system. I use Pioneer Pam's herbal tinctures daily to help me feel more grounded and regulated, and especially in seasons where life feels full and a little bit loud. Hello, motherhood, toddlers. And this isn't about fixing anything, it's about supporting your body gently instead of pushing through. If this resonates, I've shared what I personally use in the show notes so you can look into it in your own time. Another piece of my personal wellness routine I want to mention is Make Wellness Bioactive Precision Peptides. I think about my health long term, energy, focus, recovery, and how I want to support my body so I can actually show up for the life I'm building. These peptides work on a cellular level, which I appreciate because it's about sustainability, not quick fixes. If you're in a season where you're thinking more intentionally about your health and capacity, I've shared more details for you in the show notes to explore when it feels right. A lot of it's been watching my children, and they teach me so much. I remember in the beginning when I had my kids and I had Brooks, I was so frustrated. I was so mad. I was so angry with God because I was like, why? Like, I love my babies so much. I have wanted to be a mom for all my life. But why am I the mom that gets a little bit more challenging of a situation? And I was so frustrated and mad and angry. And over the years, especially within the last 2 years, I would say it's so miraculous to see like why I was given my babies the way that they are and the complications that they have. And this is more about the complications. And I want you to understand that it's about the complications because I am so blessed with my babies. I'm so happy to have them. They light up my life. And this feeling that when my little Brooksies comes home and he's like, Mommy, I missed you. And it's like, I missed you too, baby. It just lights me up. And I know God's reason that I was given my children is they're teaching me that love is unconditional. And you can find love in so many areas of your life, but the way that children love you is the way that you should truly be loved. When they come home and they say they miss you and they want to say it, like you don't tell them to say that. When they say, Mommy, I love you. Mommy, I want to stay home with you today. Mommy, can we do this? Mommy, can I snuggle you? Mommy, can I have your arm? Like, it's just this warmth that fills you up. And I realized with my children that we were handled the complications because of the strength that it's been building within ourselves. We've been handled it because we can advocate for our children. We can love our children the way they're supposed to be loved. We can also teach them that when you're in a medical setting or in a situation that it's okay, that you are safe and that you're allowed to be scared. It's not like we always want to be there or be in those situations, but it teaches us how we're raising our next generation, the next generation of children. And it is so miraculous to see. So when I get to sit back and look at my kids and see all the lessons they're teaching me, they don't even know it. They don't even know it. They are just being children. And they are just being these curious creatures that were given to us. And I think in leadership, that is a huge aspect to look at. We are always trying to push for the next thing, to grow to the next thing, the next goal and level. But when do we actually try taking it back? Just take it back a little bit. We weren't meant to adapt to the world, right? At least in my mind, we weren't meant to adapt to the world. If you believe differently, I would love to just speak with you because I love learning more things. But we were meant to make our own path. We were meant to make our own journeys. And what children teach you in that aspect is, and I love reflecting on this, they go at their own path. They go at their own path. So why are we rushing? Why are we rushing? These beautiful little creatures in front of us, our babies, the ones that we can't wait to give hugs to, give kisses to literally snuggle up with because they provide so much love and warmth. Why are we trying to follow this path that we need to be where everybody else is at? We don't. My boys are completely different levels, and it's exciting to see. And it's exciting to see the love that they both have and how open they are with themselves, how much they know that they are comfortable with us. And this is something I talked about with my therapist because I saw it somewhere that children are so comfortable with you and comfortable in their surroundings, their situation, when they're able to kind of fly off the wall, when they're able to not listen. Like, yes, is there attention span thing there? Absolutely. But if they're going to continue to do it, is it a behavior thing? Not always, no. But it's because they're comfortable with you, because you have made a safe place and a safe setting for them. And that's how life should be in my mind. Wherever you go, if you are a leader, you should be providing a space for your team to feel safe, to be silly, to do the unthinkable things, to do the things that, oh, I made a mistake, but I'm going to learn from it, because that's what children do. And children, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. They look at you in this way that nobody else in this world looks at you. They just see joy and happiness and light and love and no judgment, no expectations, but they're met where they're at. So when we take that perspective of looking at our children and really, how do we build that into a leadership aspect? How do we build that into our brand? How do we build that into our ecosystem and our company culture? Man, that could make a world of a difference for everybody. That could make a world of a difference for your team. I also want you to know, if listening to this feels like a conversation you wish you were having in real life, that's exactly why the collective exists. It's a space for women navigating growth in real time together, without having to perform or having it all figured out first. There's no pressure to join anything. I just want you to know the space is there if and when you're ready. And if you've been feeling the need for space, real space, to step away from your roles and reconnect with yourself, I create retreats for that exact reason. They're slow, intentional, and deeply grounding. If you ever want to stay in the loop about those experiences, there's a simple way to do that when the timing feels right for you. Don't forget to check out the show notes. I just think about how much I have pushed in my life and hustled and grinded, and I still am. I still am in ways that I can get overstimulated, I can get overwhelmed. But I look at where I've been, and I've never been comfortable in a place. Never. I've always thought I needed to hide parts of myself. I always thought that I was too much. Like, I literally would go into a room and I felt like in a business meeting, I wouldn't fully share my voice or what I wanted to share, because there are so many things that as a child and in business and in our worldly societal culture and norms that we've been taught not to. And now you're kind of seeing that shift right now. You're seeing that shift that more people are speaking up, more opinions are being had. And with all of that, we're kind of losing sight that each individual is different. We're losing so much sight on that, and that it should be this one-way tunnel and everybody should think the same way and be the same way. And if they don't, that's why we're colliding heads. But why don't we just take a step back and look at our children? Why don't we take a step back and look at the generation we're starting to raise? They're not looking at people like that. They're not looking at someone else like that. My two boys are so different. So different. And it's interesting to see how they're progressing in different levels than our first. And my mom mentioned this week that they're different. They're different children. Exactly the point. They are different. They're not going to do things the same. Sure, you're going to have this structure and standard and how you want things to be done, but they're not going to. So why are we setting that expectations on our team? Why are we setting that expectations on ourselves? Why are we setting those expectations on our company? Because one way is not the only way. I hate to say this. I know there are a lot of people out there that think black and white. Yes, black and white. There is very much, it's either this or that, and that is. But there is an avenue in the middle. There is the gray area. And I think that goes for the same concept as his side, her side, and the truth. There's two perspectives always. There's always a middle. There's never just they're right or the other one's right. And in this world, in our own lives, children teach us that every day. The way that Brooks does something isn't the same way that Huxley's going to do it. Huxley's going to learn. Absolutely, you're going to learn bits and pieces from Brooks because Brooks is paving the way for Huxley. But Huxley, as his own sweet, beautiful individual, he is going to do it his own way because he is determined and he has that mindset. And as a mom, as a leader, as a wife, I'm going to allow that. Hell yeah, I'm going to allow that because guess what? He's unique in his own way. He's unique in his own way. Why would I want to change that? Why would anybody want to change that? Why would anybody want to just sit there and tell you what you're doing wrong at because it doesn't meet their standards? That's not okay. Just because it doesn't meet their standards, their performance review doesn't meet their standards about you. Well, your about doesn't meet their standards of your performance review. Who the heck cares? Who the heck cares? I'm sorry, but that is just ridiculous to look at somebody and say, well, you are on a PIP because you didn't meet our standards. Okay. Your standards? Your standards for what? You? But do you realize I'm also doing maybe X, Y, and Z over here? But I didn't meet this specific criteria for you? I don't care. You should be saying, I don't care. You should be saying, I don't give a damn. Because you get to take that control back in your life. And as a leader, you can be a leader at any level. You do not need to be a leader just because you have a title. All of us are leaders. All of us get to make that decision in our life. All of us get to show up every day and make the decision, how do I want to be today? Who do I want to make a difference to? You get to make that decision, not Billy Joe Bob at the top who is your CEO or who is your manager. No, they don't get to make that decision. You get to. And you get to show them that there is a different way to be a leader in your life. And you get to show them that you can kind of do what you want to do and put anything you set your mind to, but you have to do it. You have to be consistent. You have to show up and show them that it can be done a different way. Are you trying to prove it to them? No, you don't need to prove it to them. You just need to show up, be happy with what you're doing and loving what you're doing, and know that no two people are going to do it the exact same way. That doesn't make people the same. People are so unique and different, so beautiful in their own ways. I love looking at people and being like, wow, that's something I didn't expect. Like, obviously, when you doom scroll, yes, I am a victim of doom scrolling. I am not a victim. I do that intentionally to myself. Let's be real. But when you doom scroll and you look at somebody else and you're like, oh, they're so stinking beautiful. Like, look at their journey, look at their path. And you actually say, hell yeah, thank you. Thank you for showing me that I can show up, say what I want to say, and not have to hide myself. Amazing. And then you also get to look back and be like, wait, my child does that. My child does that. How come all these years I have allowed myself to be stuck into a box that I don't fit into and hide myself to make somebody else comfortable? Why? And then when you start doom scrolling, you're like, oh, thank you for paving the path. But then you're also internally being like, why can't I do that? You can. You just need to do it and not give a damn. Have no fear. Show up. Look at your children every day. Sit back, reflect, and realize, wow, They're all different. They're all building their path their own damn way. And I am so grateful for that because as a mom and as a business owner, it's never going to be done the same way. I see so many other brands that are on the same path as me and doing the same thing. And I'm like, wow, why can't I be like them? I can be, but in my own unique, beautiful way. My own unique, beautiful way. Here's the thing. What we all have in common, the drive, the ambition. And we are such beautiful creatures. We're so beautiful. We get to be ourselves. We get to be how we want to be, and we get to build what we want to build. Because we've stopped allowing other individuals to tell us how we needed to be, to meet standards that may not fit the standards that you should be meeting, that don't understand that other individuals are completely different than the expectations that they put on the table. I hate to say it. Actually, I don't hate to say it. I love to say it. I love to say it because I get to show up every day, not set an alarm for us anymore. Let us all wake up on our own times and how our bodies are naturally supposed to wake up. And I get to see the love that they have for each other. Also, the frustration, anger, and jealousy they have. But that's human nature. And it's so beautiful to see because it's at the end of the day, we teach them. Have competition, yeah, but love them. Don't hate. Don't be mean. Be kind. If you're mad, if you're frustrated, you can be mad, you can be frustrated, but let's do it in a safe space. You don't do it to somebody else. Let's go into your room. Let's hit a dang pillow. You scream, yell, whatever you need to do and get that out because we are humans and we're allowed to. We're not meant to bottle everything up. We're not meant to shut our yaps because Billy Joe Bob from the top says we need to. Well, Billy Joe Bob, you've also aged in an area that you probably should just like let the new generation come up and build. And wow, my children, I couldn't thank them enough. I could not thank them enough for what they continue to teach me. And as much as things may not go the way that you planned, especially how for me when I had my kids in the beginning, it didn't go the way that I planned. Maybe it's there for a reason. Maybe you should tune into your intuition and write it out and see why. I struggled with postpartum depression. I'm a mom. I struggled so hard because we immediately out the gate, I had expectations of how my pregnancy was going to go, of how I was going to deliver, of how my maternity leave was going to go. None of it went the way I thought it was going to go. Absolutely none of it. And I was frustrated. I was mad. I was angry. I bottled it up. I cried. I was deep in postpartum depression. Deep. I should have my husband on here one of these days because he'd be like, yeah. But it taught me so much. It brought me resilience. It taught me that for my children, I want to show them that they can make it through anything. And as a leader, I want to show other brands and I want to partner with other brands to show them that they can do it. They can do it on their own way. I can be an advocate for them and help them. Or they can have me do it for them. Whatever works. Because yes, is it about sales? Yes, is it about clients? But it's also cheering each other on and knowing that like we're all different individuals and we all can do it our own way. And my children also taught me that love, love unconditionally, and know that the love you've always been searching for is always right in front of your eyes, and be grateful. And you can feel joy every day. And when I say that, I mean, you focus on your higher power. Mine is Jesus, joy, Jesus. Then focus on others and then yourself. And be the leader that you want your children to grow up to be. Don't be teaching them this expectation of it's this way or that way. I mean, in some areas, yes. But there's always going to be a way that they can figure it out themselves, and there's going to be that gray area. It's not going to always be done the same. It's not always going to be done the way you want it to be done. But allow those around you and allow yourself to be yourself, to take the control back, to find your power again, to empower your teams to think outside of the box, to know that they're all going to get it done in their own ways. Give them that opportunity and that creativity and that drive, that they have the strength and skills within themselves to do it their way and how it needs to be done, but still looking for the same outcome. It can be done in so many ways. Allow those around you to start thinking outside the box. Allow them. You never know what magic you could be making by sitting back, watching your children, and seeing that they're going to be able to do it differently, but still be amazing. And you too, you can do that in your business. And I know you can. You can do that in your business, with your friend group, with your children. Just sit back. Stop pushing. Stop rushing. Stop putting expectations on people of how they should be. We're all different. Love each other. Love how we're all unique and different. Because that is going to make the change in this world. Until next time. If this episode resonated with you, subscribing, sharing it, or leaving a review is one of the easiest ways to support the podcast and help it reach other women who might need it too. I really appreciate you being here, and remember, you don't rise through it alone. We rise through it together.